Okay, so this is my teacher, or yours would be student Gmail, and I wanted to show you some cool features that you guys might not know about. First of all, whenever you see so many emails coming in, which I know your email is exploding, you want to stay organized. So a quick way to get rid of stuff that you don't need, if you can just look at the title, go, oh yeah, I don't need that one anymore for sure, even without opening it. You can click this little box here, and anyone that you click, what you can do once they're blue like this, you can go ahead and click the delete button and it will get rid of all those. I'm not going to delete those because I actually still need them. You probably already know this, but the ones that are bold, like this one from Miss Yeager, I have not opened that yet. If they're not bolded like this one from Mr. Santiago, I have already looked at it. So once you get rid of emails that you know you don't need anymore, another cool feature is this star guy right here. You just click on or click off, whatever. I use that feature for emails that I know I need to find at some point in the future. So for example, open house is coming up. I'm going to need all this information and the attachments to make that night work, but it's not till next week. So I'm going to put a star on this guy. Once you put a star on it, it goes into, or it's linked to rather, this folder where it says starred. So what you see in that folder is all these emails from different people that I know I need to look at again. And I don't want to have to go search them up and all that jazz. So it's just a few emails in here that I know have important information, so I don't have to search so hard. Sent is pretty straightforward. It's just if you've sent or replied to someone's email, it's going to be in there. Drafts are emails you have started but have not sent. Sometimes I start an email, I get busy, I get distracted, I realize I'm not wording stuff the way I want to, and I want to come back to it later. That's where that hangs out. I have 8 drafts in there, and I know I need to go clean those out. So it's a good idea to just, if you don't end up sending the draft, you probably want to dump it so your email stays clean. Trash is trash, you know that. But another feature that's really cool here is if you click on this More folder, you can create all kinds of folders. Maybe you want to organize your emails by teacher. Maybe you want to organize your emails between friends and students and teachers or whatever. So if you have a category that you want to add, they call those labels. For example, I got another credential, so I put all my emails related to that credential into this folder. So if you want to create a new folder, I don't know why they call it labels, whatever, create new label, call it whatever you want, stuff from my science teacher, whatever. And if you want it to be a subfolder, you can nest it under however you want to organize. For example, see that little arrow there on the left side? That guy has subfolders. I'm not going to do that, but once I hit create, now I have a whatever folder. There it is. So anything I want to drag in there for whatever I decide is whatever can go in there. Okay, the search field is this guy up here, and there's a really cool trick. If you're in this starred folder example, and I know I want to find some from Miss Rosenberg, I can go like this, Rosen, and most likely Miss Rosenberg's name is going to come, even though I've only typed 4 letters. And I can click on Rosenberg, and there's all these starred emails from Miss Rosenberg, which is super helpful. You can do that for any folder, but if you don't know what folder it's in, what you do is you type in colon, the 2 dots, not the semicolon, all, meaning all folders, put a space, and let's say I want to see stuff from Miss Rosenberg, but I don't know where it is. I can go like that, grab Miss Rosenberg. Now everything from Miss Rosenberg is going to come up regardless of where it's hanging out in these folders. Okay, you guys have probably noticed that when you compose an email, a lot, like when I just hit compose, it automatically comes up with my signature information down here. I'm going to show you how to set that up. Go up here to the gear icon, settings, and if you want to pick themes and backgrounds and mess around with font, this is a really good place to just play around. You can change the layout, you can change the priorities, and I chose this little caterpillar monarch one, whatever. But to get to the other stuff, see all settings, click. And again, there's a million things you can set in here. I'm not going to go through all of these things. Like if you like the spelling suggestions, the grammar suggestions, the autocorrect, you can read through those and do what you want to do. You can set colors for different things. Maybe I want to change my star to an exclamation, whatever. You can put your icon that goes out on your emails. But this is the part that I want to show you right now. However you want the signature line on your emails to automatically come up, you go ahead and type it in right here. And you can choose the font, you can attach a picture, left justify, justify, put bullets, change it, whatever. And if you want to alter it in the future, of course, it's this little pencil dude right here. Now, if you want to have multiple signatures, like I have a different closing that I use for parents than I do, let's say, for my administrator. I could create a new signature and call it whatever I want. But most of you guys are just going to have the one signature. Make sure you go down here to the bottom and hit Save Changes. Another cool feature is this vacation responder. If you're not going to use this in school, but as you start getting into the workplace and we teachers use it, we have kids sending us emails in the middle of winter break, and we don't want to have to feel like we need to respond immediately because we're on vacation too. But we want to remind students of that. So we will create an out of office responder, which what that means is you turn this guy on and you set the first day and the last day that you're going to be, unavailable. And you can determine what the subject line is. Over spring break, I would change this to spring break or whatever. You might want to put a message in there, hey, I'll be back on blah, blah. And then go ahead and save. It will automatically stop sending out an auto response or a vacation response to whomever on the last day. So you don't have to remember to go in and undo this thing. But if let's say you come back earlier, you need to extend the date or whatever, you just come back in and change it. Or if you decide you don't want it to go out, you turn vacation responder off. And of course, save as always. Okay, I know I'm going really fast, but you guys know in emails you can attach all kinds of stuff. You guys can put your Bitmojis in there. All you have to do is make sure you have the extension added onto Chrome. You can attach files from your computer, like if you have a picture saved on your hard drive or a doc, like a Microsoft Word doc. You can put links in there. You can put emojis. You can put stuff from your Google Drive. This will go straight to your Google Drive. Images. Confidential mode, I don't mess with that stuff. And then if you have multiple signatures or you're not sure if you want your signature, you can insert the signature we just talked about there. The last thing I want to show you is templates. If you click on these three little dots here, you have lots of options you could play with, but the one that I want to teach you is called templates. And that's the next video.